Okay. Today we are going to discuss the second part in the first unit, that is the data-driven marketing analytics. How we are using the data-driven techniques in case of the marketing. We have already discussed about this thing. In the practical class, we have discussed nicely about the first part nicely, that is how the sales ratio is determined, how we will estimate the sales budget. All these things we have discussed in the Excel sheet also. This is the extension of that one. Based upon that only we are going to discuss something. Of course, this is the theoretical portion. Okay, so before going to that one, what is the concept of data-driven analytics? We are going to see. So in the meantime, we'll see what is the interesting news about this data-driven. Just one day back, there was an interesting news about the data-driven, how they are using the data-driven mechanism in case of marketing. And that is why I sent you one of the person in LinkedIn, he mentioned about the data-driven decision making. How we are using nicely the data for decision making. He mentioned that one. And usually at present we are depending upon the data. That is very interesting thing you can see. But in case of data-driven marketing, only the dashboard will help. We have seen in case of number of practical classes. Based upon the Euclidean model, we have to decide about the what will be the output, what decision we have to take. By seeing the sales estimate, we can decide what we can do. We fix the sales territory based upon that color coding. We will decide what will happen. All these things are data visualization. Same thing, nowadays, the data-driven mechanism is purely based upon the data visualization because customers need a different type of visualization technique. If Ruben is sitting in there as an analyst, he will wish to know by seeing the, okay, green color, we can proceed, red color comes, don't proceed. Orange color means wait, we will proceed next day. You are able to take quick decision. That is why we are using the data-driven mechanism. There are some drawbacks also, but when compared to the drawback, the merits are very good. It is like the Google map. Google has prepared a nice map in almost 218 countries. Wherever you can go, you can use the Google map and go. All are data-driven only. But you may not know what is the width and breadth of the road. Assume that you are going inside the road in a very big bus. Some cases you can't move. But the Google map is showing that this is the shortest route you can travel. And suddenly there won't be anything after a bridge. There may be damages in bridge. These are the drawbacks in Google Map. Same thing. Here it will tell the result, but we can't 101% depends upon the data-driven mechanism. It is quite successful in 98%, but 2% it is said to be failure. Even now, if you want to travel to, say for example, from our college to Majestic, or Shivaji Nagar, or KR Market, if you switch on your mobile phone, it will show a nice route and it will show the bus numbers also. You can travel by bus, but you can go there and you can stand in the Narayanapura cross for a bus, you won't get it. Because nowadays the buses time has been revised and they stopped around 40% of the buses due to this COVID situation. But Google is saying, wait for another 10 minutes. The bus number 295 or 292, some bus will come. You can go up to Indian Express, then you can shift. It will show that one. because the data have been already entered by the BBMP. They already given the data, the time schedule, everything, and it has been uploaded in the Google. So it will show clearly what you can do. But of course, in case of normal time, it will be good. Same thing. In data-driven mechanism, it will say, he is a very good customer. By seeing the Girish, the data-driven mechanism will say that Girish is a very good customer. He will definitely buy that one by doing number of analysis, correspondent analysis or neural networking, everything it will analyze and give a result that Girish is a very good customer. He is entering into the mall, definitely he will buy. There are around 250 shops in the mall. For all the 250 shops, same message will go. Girish is a good customer, he will buy. Whether Girish will buy in all the 250 stalls? No. Google will give. Google Analytics will give. The Google Lens identify that by seeing the Girish face and he is a good customer, he may buy. We can't say that one. That is the drawbacks, but most of the cases it will work. It will show he is ready to buy a mobile phone. So mobile phone, people will be alerted when Girish is entering into the mall. So immediately what will happen? The electronics mobile shop owners, whenever they saw the Girish, they will find out, okay, he's a potential customer. They will have a nice discussion with Girish. Other people they won't consider. That is quite normal. So mostly the prediction will be done based upon the input you are giving. That is a very important thing. A face like a Girish in Google Lens says that this is the person. By seeing the image, everything, Google Lens is showing that one. So it will assume that the same person will have a same set of mindset. That's what we discussed. We have inputted 3,000 plus data in last 4 exercises and get some of the result. The reason is it is coming correct. We have given the input of 3,000 data multiplied by 30 points. So data points are around 9 lakhs data points we have inputted. Then only we are able to get the good result. That is the advantage of that one. Whenever you are doing the analytics, that is important. If the data input is more and it is relating to a particular region, the result will be good. In case of our factor analysis, it clearly shows that behavior is the first factor. How it is telling clearly? It is a truth. We can't deny that one. The salesperson is having that one. But if you are analyzing only 20 data and the result is coming, behavior is not the factor, what is the use of that one? That is why we have to validate. We have trained 3,000 plus respondents to get the result. Dear students, be clear. It is our data. Our data only speaks. Whatever may be the data-driven marketing, the data given by you only speaks. That is why in case of most of the project, if you are giving to your friends, you are able to find out clearly whether you are given to your friends and your friends are marking good, 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 bad, 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 medium, 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 and they are submitting the result. You are also using that one. So your guide is able to tell clearly whether the data is good or not, because we will have some validity check. Be clear, that is the data-driven marketing. You can see this example. It has given the result. Ad now, this ad is good. You can go for the A/B testing. A/B testing, I think you might have studied in digital marketing. After and before test, this advertisement is coming good. So the system will say, okay, go through this ad. Because it will identify the color. color combination is good, and wordings are good, ACTNOW, only it will find out. But whether you can keep this ad, you can see that one. You have to think the common sense is with you. Okay? Same thing, we are depending upon the mathematical things. That is why data analytics is considered as the madman. You can say all I said is that we were going to optimize is ad creative with multivariate testing, but he is falling down. That is quite common. It will show something different the people will accept. That is why when you are taking selfie, you are going with your friends, you want to take a selfie with a lion. So let us assume that you are going to Bannerghatta National Park, and in safari you are getting down. You are having in your mindset, I have to take a photo with the lion and it should come in Instagram and every people will give some ratings and likes. Everybody, even if I go to Bannerghatta, I will catch same thing. But you are having a more prestige value. So what you will think, well, okay, we'll get down and immediately take a photo of a lion and get it. You are taking the risk. So for your goodness, the photo came well. You also escaped. The lion didn't hurt you. So in Instagram, you are posting that one. You are standing in the background, the lion is approaching and it is there. You can see the Instagram will say that very good posting, you will get lakhs and lakhs likes. You will post in Facebook, everywhere. So this advertisement is having good like. So what the data analytics will say, if anybody is using a person along with a lion, it will have a nice input. That is the data-driven mechanism. It will say, you can see a human being is there, an animal, it will say, you will see in the neural networks. It will say an animal looks like a lion is there, it creates more than 2 lakhs likes. So it will suggest that the advertisement at present age should be like that. Whether we are able to take an ad like that once again, who is able to take that risk to keep a lion and take a photo? It is quite common. That is the data-driven mechanism drawbacks. Dear students, it will measure based upon how many likes, how much it is moving in social media. All these things will be decided by these data-driven softwares. That is the plus point and minus point of the data-driven. Let us come to the pure conceptual nature. What is data-driven marketing? We have discussed the sales analysis in the practical class. It will ask number of questions. You are able to respond. Simply speaking, you have to give some input details. The main application of the data-driven is used in web analytics most cases. In case of web analytics, they are using that one. Search engine optimization, paid search, display, comparison, affiliate marketing, social media, and mobile. I hope you might have studied in digital marketing. In digital marketing, these are very common. That is why data-driven is very successful in case of digital marketing, especially Amazon, Flipkart. All these people are nicely using. Even nowadays, you can see Apollo hospitals are using nicely the digital marketing. And in such case, it is correct. Even the systems are used for diagnosing whether there's a COVID or not. I think some of you might have known recently in case of Apollo hospitals, they created some of the app. It will record you and suggest that whether you can go for COVID test or not. A successful one. That app has been launched in Chennai recently. I have received that one, but I am trying to use here. I am unable to use because it shows that you are in some other place other than Chennai. They nicely created an app showing that you can sit, you can switch on your camera, keep your mobile phone in front of you, and it will wait for minimum 20 minutes. Some images will come, it will ask questions you have to answer, it will ask some tough questions. Based upon your answer and your voice, it will recommend finally whether you can go for COVID test or not. See that one, it has been designed in Tamil as well as in English, but Tamil they are given. Based upon your voice, when you are speaking, it will ask, speak loud. It will ask in Tamil, Sattama pesngas. Means you have to speak in loud. When we are increasing our voice more, it will measure clearly how our voice modulation is there. Any problem in our throat. You can see how far this data analytics has been improved. And it will show that one. If your voice is changing, frequently I asked, when you are increasing your voice, some problem in throat. If there's a problem in throat, it will inform you immediately that even you can't go for 20 minutes test, it will suggest for the COVID test. And you can immediately apply in online. I think now you can test the COVID in your home. I think that package is 300 rupees. You can buy that device in online within 1 day maximum, or some cases within Chennai, they are giving within 2 hours. You will get the COVID testing device. It can be used only once. You can test in your home. Only thing, you should have internet connectivity, because nowadays the government is very clear. And if you are identified as a COVID positive, immediately it will be moving to the website and it will be upgraded in the government website, and you will get the call from the local place and they will give you what type of medicine you have to take. See that one, how far the data analytics has been used nowadays. Nice thing. I think in case of Bangalore also it may be that, but I am not having that app. This app is working only in case of Chennai. I tried to use it, it's not using there. See that one, how they develop the system. Dear students, that is you in your hands. How they are inputted, they know about what are all the COVID symptoms. You should have basic knowledge, otherwise you can't develop. Coding is of course done by somebody, but you must know the behavioral part. That is why here we are using the social media, mobile, search engine optimization, and different link building. Most of the customer journey we are able to say. That is why Amazon, it is clearly saying what will be your next purchase. You can create a wish list. It will clearly watch either in Amazon or in Flipkart, whatever it may be, in direct marketing through online. It will watch you, what are all the products you are seeing frequently, and it will ask for recommendation. That is how the data-driven mechanism is included in the digital marketing. Even in now, it is moving towards the offline marketing also. That is what we are discussing in Phoenix Market City. The data what we have gathered from 3,000 people we have used for finding out their behavior. All the 3,000 are from the Phoenix Market City we used. You can see, based upon that, you can personalize your customer journey. Even you can find out what will be the next best one. That is the advantage of that one. So how this data-driven marketing is identified? First stage is the response-based decision making. You must know that one. Basic is very important, the foundation. Response-based decision making. We have inputted 3,000 plus responses in that questionnaire. That is why it is successful. Otherwise, if you are giving to only 100%, you can do an analysis. but you can't do an analytics. Be clear. That is the difference between your project and when you are studying the analytics. That is why we are using the analytics subject after your project. Most of you are done in the analysis, but all these things should be converted into your response, and decision is purely based upon how many data you are getting, how many clusters you are going to create. Otherwise, the data will not be good. That is why stage 1 is the marketing data. Stage 2, conversion-based decision making. We converted into clusters. We wish to know who are the good customers, what will be their behavior. Without segmenting anything, we can't do any analytics anywhere. That is why we first did the cluster analysis. First part we completed with the sales, then we used the other methods to predict the sales, how you use the solvers, everything. Then when it comes to the SPSS package, first thing we did is the clustering. That is the conversion-based decision making. You have to add the sales as well as how we can convert that one. Something is essential. Basic thing we can't do for everybody. We have to restrict. We have to group. That is the second stage. Third stage we have not done so far. That is the revenue-based decision making. That you will study in marketing analytics too. How we are going for the revenue-based decision, how much income we will get if you are using this method, how much income you will get. That is how the decision will be taken. Finally, the profitability. It is the customer lifetime value. Once the decision is correct, you are able to make, we already studied how we can create the customer experience. Once if you created the customer experience, that is the customer lifetime value. Still, I remember, you know about the Hindustan Unilever. There was a question, I think I already told you in case of entrepreneurship subject. When there was a United Nations global conference going on, the Hindustan Unilever Limited chairman went there, he presented, he started the talk. He mentioned in his opening speech itself that, dear Indians in this conference, I am addressing on behalf of 242 Indians in this place. Started with that one. At the end of the speech, suddenly 3 persons raised and asked, how you are able to mention that 242 Indians are sitting in this place? Hindustan Unilever chairman smiled. You know how to identify the Indians. All the Indians will use Hindustan Unilever product. Simple thing. How you will identify Indian in abroad? All the Indians tend to use any one of the Hindustan Unilever product. Simple thing he told. See that one, it is true. It is proved. Whether you are able to prove it, these people asked. He simply identified 5 brands of Hindustan Unilever and asked the people to raise their hands. He proved absolutely. See that one. Simple analytics he used. Now it is converted into data-driven. How he identified? That is based upon the experience. We, the Indians, definitely use any one of the Hindustan Unilever product. Either from the birth or now. See that one. Now the trends are changing, of course. But still, we are having any one product under the FMCG category. At least for soaps, at least for our regular usage, we have to depend. Simple thing. That is the customer lifetime value. Dear students, that is why you are studying the marketing analytics. It is not an easy one. Once you study the technical things, after you learn everything, without getting the response, you are able to speak. By seeing a particular person, you are able to respond. That is the purpose of this data-driven marketing. You can see all the experienced people in marketing, they are able to clearly predict because they know about the input marketing data highly. Nobody knows that one previously. Hindustan Unilever person clearly telling any person is using Hindustan Unilever product, definitely will have the origin in India. Simple thing. Dear students, that is the purpose of our data-driven mechanism, okay? Usually, in case of data-driven mechanism, we are having the data developers. That is the response, very important thing. Usually, this now data are captured. You can't ask everybody around 30 questions or 50 questions. That is once upon a time. Even I will, in my words, it is 1942 love story. In those days only, there's a mechanism that giving a questionnaire and gather the data. Still, I remember the first mall in Bangalore when it was established. Immediately on the next day itself, they given the questionnaire, satisfaction survey. All the satisfaction survey are depending upon the questionnaire. But nowadays, nobody is having the time to fill the satisfaction survey. Based upon their face recognition and their voice recognition, and very important thing, their movement, the data are captured. And it is stored. From that, the next analysis is coming. You can see every mall nowadays, without camera, there won't be any mall. Even in case of ordinary store. See that one, even the traffic police are using to monitor the traffic, all are based upon the input for data. Nowadays, it is moved on to the image, thanks to Google Lens. They immediately identify how many times you are visiting this mall. By seeing your face, nobody will tell, system will tell. It's nice. See that one, that is data developers. Mostly the technology linked with the facial recognitions. Then only data analysis. We can use anything. We have studied number of factor analysis, cluster, even neural networks. All these things are data analysis. Then the marketing technology. Whatever the result you are getting, you are able to use the technology side in marketing. It means that how you can get the analytics. That is important thing. You can't do the analysis, everything. You must come to the analytics. If the person is preferring one mobile, how possibly we are able to convert that to sell our product? Why they are ready to appoint you in the marketing team? How you are able to convert waste data into a good data. Analytics will tell this person won't buy this product. But as an analytics person, you are able to tell how we are able to convert this person into a potential customer. Dear students, that is the marketing technology. We are using any technology side. We can use Google or any automation, but by seeing the behavioral pattern, you are able to tell. That is what we studied in the correspondence analysis. What is the nearest behavior of him? Whether we are able to convert this person into a potential customer using the technology. That's what we discussed. We have prepared the ROC curve. We have analyzed the multidimensional scaling. Why? To get the result of converting an ordinary person into a potential customer by giving these values. Simple thing, that is the technology driven. In those days, the technology is driven by a human being. Now we are having most things. Finally, the data-driven digital marketers. They are called the data-driven. If you increase one side, what will happen in the other side? The market data shows that this person is very much interested in film. So what? You have to give an input to attract that person. You can show, yeah, you can download the very good scenes from this movie. You can say that one. That is how the McDonald's has done once. Even I remember recently that Pushpa movie, when it has been introduced, I think some of you have visited the McDonald's, they are given a small clippings based upon that preference. How this data-driven digital marketing is moving on. It's a nice story. So, dear students, these are the insights you must know. Coming to the case, very interesting thing. You know, this data-driven is also used by the Dabur. We have discussed what is the software used by the Hindustan Unilever yesterday. Likewise, each and every company is having its own software. However, the basic thing is Microsoft Excel. Without Excel, you can't do anything in analytics nowadays. Even though a number of things are coming. Here, in case of Dabur, they are using the Power BI based upon the Botry software. How this Dabur is creating the new product, it is the output of the Botry software. Botry software is nothing. It is using only our Excel, which is connected with the Power BI of the Microsoft. Simple thing. Only thing in case of software, it is customized. Based upon the visualization given by the Botry, the data from the Dabur will give the input and the decision maker will say, okay, this product can be approved. You might have seen the Dabur honey advertisement. You know the problem, before the Dabur honey advertisement, there was a big incident happening in Dabur, and in most of the newspaper, they mentioned the negative words about the Dabur. They mentioned that Dabur honey is not original. It fails to accept the standards in US, it mentioned. It has been reported in almost all the newspaper. The Botry software identified, and it shows the negative perception of the Dabur. But you can see, it is not marketing. Even that's a negative thing, how we are able to convert into a positive one. Dabur did that one. You can see the recent ad of the Dabur honey. It has having the market rating over other. How it is possible? Because of this data-driven mechanism. The Botry software given the fishbone analytics, in which it will go on through the negative feedbacks and find out where the customers are, what they are thinking, in which place they are weak, and what things we have to make to achieve them. What will be the essential quality of the Dabur honey advertisement to become? The advertisements are not decided by a single person in his mindset. Be clear nowadays. It is based upon this behavioral part. It will show we are going to give the honey advertisement what the customers are expecting. They are not only concerned about the US approval, but what qualities of honey they are expecting. They have done a nice analytics, and it published within 24 hours time, and within 72 hours, the new Dabur ad came for Dabur honey. I think now you can see in YouTube Dabur honey advertisement recently. Very nice analytics. Nowadays, never assume that the advertisement are created and directed by a human being. Of course, it is done physically by the human being, but the inputs are given by the machine. Previously, whatever the mindset of the director of an advertisement, he will tell, we can use this one, this will be good, that will be good. Now, nobody will ask him. This is the story, produce and give. That's all. Except the celebrities. Even in case of celebrities, where you had to use the big B, Amitabh Bachchan, which ad he has to come? Even recently, you know about the A.R. Rahman is coming for the ad. Who fixed the A.R. Rahman? It is not the owners of the advertisement. It has been fixed by the data-driven mechanism of the company. The A.R. Rahman is having presently high value. So we can approach the A.R. Rahman. Next person, see that one? That is the data-driven mechanism. Very good example is the Dabur. Dabur made that one and it achieved recently with the help of Dabur and ad. This is a very good example of the data-driven mechanism. That's what, it is a very interesting case. Go through the Dabur case study of the software. How far data-driven mechanism is successfully used in Dabur. They made it successful. Next, coming to the next part of our story, remaining things what we have studied in Excel, how we can fix the demand. The economics will say that the demand will come down if the quantity is increasing and the price is increasing. But as a marketer, what is your duty? How you can increase the quantity even if you increase the price? That is your role. This thing everybody knows. You are appointed in the marketing division. I think recently Censor told me that, sir, in marketing, nobody is cleared. I don't know what happened to you. Dear students, try to understand the basic things. What you are going to do in future. You can't tell the whole story of 1942. You can demand estimation. Everybody knows that the quantity is, if the price is increasing, quantity is coming down. Why they are ready to appoint you? You have to give the suggestion that even if you increase the price, how the sales curve will tend to increase. If you are able to change this curve, you are a good marketer. That is what the MBA marketing is needed. And your answer should not be, say, okay, if price is increasing, quantity will come down. That is the wrong thing. That is why now we are using the demand estimation. We have studied the linear estimation. How we are forecasting that one. See that one. Likewise, we study the visualization. Negative and non-linear relationship. That is what nowadays we need. The positive non-linear relationship is essential in marketing. You are able to tell your organization how we can create a non-linear relationship. Dear students, that is your aim. If you are able to answer this question, you are a successful person. Your aim is to create a sales curve with a non-linear relationship, and that should be a positive one. You can see there are a number of softwares are used for estimating the demand. Of course, we calculated the demand through the Excel. Even you can use the streamlined demand software is there. It will tell clearly, same thing in like Excel. The highest level forecast and medium level and what will be the low level forecasting. More softwares are there. This is one example of the streamline. The only advantage of the software, it is user friendly. Even you can input the artificial intelligence to forecast the demand, what we did in case of the analysis. By connecting the net and through the Microsoft thing, we estimated the demand, how it will able to do based upon the different machine learning capacity. Nowadays, in case of software, you are able to automate the outlier cleansing, flexible models, and you are able to tell the promotion item. If you are sitting inside the big bazaar, when we have to give the discount, what type of discount we can give. That is essential. That is why try to go through the streamline. Then SAP is also doing nicely, SAP integrated business planning. Basic thing we already studied in Excel, only forecasting. But what type of forecasting is needed for that one? FMCG, they are depending upon SAP. In case of automobile industry, streamline. Depending upon the nature of the industry, you are able to find out the software. This is the Oracle Demantra, which is used to measure the demand or estimate the demand from the Oracle side. They are using the Oracle Demantra. It will show different coloring system. Same thing here. You can see the neural networks are nowadays used for the purpose of the hidden network. You can see whether the output is dog or not. We can use the neural network. This is a very simple one. We have to find out the hidden network. 2 images will be given, which is correct. It is able to find out through the hidden network. What are all the things available? In case of neural networks, you can find out the hidden one. Here is a sales prediction using the neural networking. Nowadays, they are moving towards the neural network. Only thing, the advantage of neural network, you can find out the hidden layers. It not only analyzes your variables here as an input, it will find out what are all the other factors based upon your input. Then it will give the nice output. That is the neural networking. If time permits, we will have one class in practicals. Even in SPSS, the neural networking is there, you can find out. This is a very interesting software which they are using the neural network. B1 software, which is used for intelligent forecasting. That is based upon the next event, it will tell what will happen. Even the another nice software is Max software, which can be used in case of all the sectors, irrespective of FMCG or customer durable products. You can use this Max software for that one. It will nicely estimate the prices. What will be the price? It will be able to estimate the sales and the sales prediction. It is from the Power BI. I think some of you know. Same Excel, only thing there has been even with the visualization. What are all the things will come? How we can predict the values? What will happen? But you have to give more variables for that one. Then only the result. By simply giving sales, it won't give result. It will give the same result like Excel. Only if you know everything, it will give the nice result. You have to give more output, input. That is the advantage of this Max sales prediction software. Another one, in case of DNN architecture, now it is the neural networks are moving towards the DNN architecture. This is nothing but deep neural networks. Same neural networks, we used to call it as, usually neural networks, we will find out the only one hidden layer, but in deep neural networks, even you can find out the more than one hidden layer. In this example, hidden layer 1, hidden layer 2, hidden layer 3. You are able to find out the different hidden layers through the neural networking. It is available in SPSS, we will see that one. That is due to this neural network, there are a number of forecasting is done nowadays. The purpose is they used to find out nicely what is the hidden one. If two persons are speaking, you will find out with the help of somebody else, they may speak. That is the hidden layer. Same thing, it is used for clustering, by which category these people will come, what they will do. That is the advantage of layers. Likewise, at the end, we will see in marketing, since we are involving in data-driven marketing, we need filtering. Unwanted data and filter out what is the essential data we are able to see. There are two types of filtering is used. We have studied in case of reducing the dimension, factor analysis we studied in SPSS. It is also based upon the filtration. We wish to reduce the variables. Exactly. That is the purpose of factor analysis. Likewise, for digital marketing, we need the filtering. What type of things the customer will see. However, it depends upon the collaborative and content. Content filtering, it is for individual, what the Amazon is doing. If you are seeing some old products, it will once again show. If you are browsing a product, it will show to you. That is individual content. Collaborative means simultaneously two users. What is the similarity between the two users and whether we can use the same thing? That is the advantage of collaborative filtering. You can see if two persons decided to go to cinema, which cinema they will go. Simple thing. Each and everybody is having a different views. One person will say one movie, another will say another movie, but where they will go. It is in case of collaborative filtering, it used to find out what is the uniqueness among the two data and it will give the output. That is the advantage of collaborative filtering. You can see the difference between the collaborative and content approach. Collaborative is used with other scores. Two scores are joined together. But content, it is used for the lesser data. However, content is over specialized. We'll see in case of the Amazon example. There is another type, item-based filtering. There is product-based filtration. Some products, if the customer never likes, remove that one. Based upon the product. Another one is user. This user never prefer one product. A dislike means don't show in digital marketing. You can see a very good example in case of the Amazon, how the filtration is done. What are all things frequently purchased together? It will show. Then customer who bought this item also purchased. See that one. That is the advantage of filtering used in digital marketing. You can see a customer usually purchases 3 books at the same time. That is filtered and the result has been given as frequently bought together. Next one is customers who bought also purchased. It will give the filtration. It will show only essential items to the customer. That is the advantage of filtering in data-driven mechanism. For this purpose, usually the Cisco is giving nice thing. I think some of you know about the software, Cisco Umbrella. Cisco Umbrella is nicely used by most of the marketers in case of content filtering. Another software is used, it's called HubSpot. This is also used for filtering. We have discussed the discriminant analysis as well as the factor analysis that is used in the SPSS. All these things are using same thing for the purpose of this clustering and content filtering. Okay, these are the techniques used in data-driven mechanism. Next class, we will move on to the clustering process. Okay, this will conclude. You have to open your camera for the attendance purpose. Only a few persons are there. Yes, any questions? What, Jackson? What you learned today? Jackson is not there. Huh? Jackson, you are nicely sleeping? What happened? Jackson is saying, I am there, sir. Okay, Jackson. What, Akshay? What you learned? Oh, switch on your mic, Pa. You are muted. Unmute yourself. Akshay, unmute yourself. Don't know. What, Pratik, you went to your office?
No, sir, my internship is over.
Over. Okay,
Yes, sir.
now you are enjoying your home. Huh?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Whether you learned all this content filtering, everything in your internship?
Yes, sir, like slightly.
Okay, Pa. Okay, students, we'll end the class. We'll discuss the clustering in next class. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.